What up, y'all? Man, it's your boy Black. It's a Black Opinionated podcast. I'm back again, almost 2 days in a row. Got my man Ty Sean in the building, CEO and co-founder of 24 Media. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. How you doing? Happy New Year, brother.
Bruh, it's a good New Year. It is a great New Year.
So far, so good for you, man.
What are we? 3 days?
This
three
place
days
looks
in?
cool. This place
Appreciate
looks
it.
real dope, man. So that has to be. I don't think this was before. Was this before or after 2020? This
Literally 19. It was 19 into 20.
exactly.
Yeah,
so this is
so-
a good New Year, man. So far,
Like-
congrats, man. I love the layout.
Appreciate it. Finally got everything all set up the way it should be. Still missing a couple, not key factors, but things I would like to have, you know.
Word.
But it's all a work in progress. Oh my God, yo, I got 2 dogs. Every time they just everywhere, and I don't know, I don't understand how. So what did you do for New Year's this year?
Family, just family. I was with the wife, and we went to a friend's house. Just friends and family, man, partying, drinking, and that's the normal stuff. I don't
feel like
normally.
that's what everybody did.
Yeah.
Nobody went out. Like everybody called me, was like, "You going out?" Nah, yeah, me neither.
Well, you know, we did try to go to the Chappelle thing in Philly. We were literally online when the tickets were available at 9 a.m. on some random Tuesday, and we
Right.
were online. We tried to get them, and it was just hectic and pandemonium. It was like trying to get a sneaker release almost to get these Chappelle tickets. So we weren't able to get them, and the prices skyrocketed after that. So we did think about going to see Chappelle, but it was just real costly.
Yeah, because I know when I looked at the tickets for just the general admission was $170.
Yeah.
If you wanted to be anywhere within the first 3 rows, you're looking at $500 a ticket. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, can't nobody do that right after Christmas?
Yeah. Now we were looking at the cheapest ticket was $160, I think, and that's what we were like. We'll do that if you get that. If you
Right.
get the cheapest ticket, we'll do that.
We'll do that.
and we couldn't.
And I just felt like I was like, Chappelle's gonna be right, and he was right at the Met.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's literally an hour away from the crib,
Yeah.
and I just
you gotta
couldn't,
love Chappelle, man.
bro. I just couldn't swing it after the holiday. I was like, I can't put out no more money right now. And then I'm like, Amazon, here I come. All the time, man. It's always Amazon. They get me all the time. So let's talk about 24 Media real quick, man. What is it that y'all do?
We're a branding agency.
Okay.
We focus on branding. So I like to say we help tell brand stories. So whether you're a small business or a nonprofit, whether you are, if you're just a personal brand, everybody has a brand.
Right.
And it's not just about, having good. We started out doing design. We do design. We do video. We do websites. We do everything that goes into making a brand work. But the grand scheme of things, the biggest buzzword is branding. We focus on branding. We help you tell your story and convey it the best way possible. Reach the most amount of people and make a difference with what you're trying to do.
So how did you get into this?
Me and my cousin started. Me and my cousin Jamal, we started in high school. So we started doing designs. We downloaded Photoshop in high school illegally. We went on a torrent.
Hell yeah. I think everybody have Photoshop illegally.
I mean, everybody probably still does. I'm like probably the only sucker that pays for it now.
Hell no, I'm the second sucker.
Okay. Because I would just, I had it. I was, not super legit back then, and now we're just leveling up now, obviously. So we have to be legit. And yeah, when we started in high school, it was just we found it somehow. We found Photoshop online, and we were just enamored by it. And just played with it and downloaded and designed just random things. It really started because we were making music. Like we were young. When you're young and black, you're either making music or you're playing basketball. We were doing both, obviously. And we just make music in our home studio, like a home closet studio. We had a freaking stocking cap, a wave cap over the hanger in front of the microphone that we bought from Radio Shack for like a couple bucks, and we just made music in our closet. And we're 14, 15 or whatever,
Right.
and we're like, man, we gotta make a cover. We gotta put this out to the world, but it has to look right. We gotta make a music cover, a mixtape cover. And that's how we got Photoshop. That's why we got it in the first place. And we started designing stuff. We were on these online forums, like these online hip hop forums. Other people wanted their covers done.
Right.
And so we just started designing for just all kinds of people making music in the independent, just independent music industry. And we went on to MySpace came out. So then, like right then,
I told y'all, if y'all follow the show, every show somehow
MySpace comes up.
MySpace comes up, bro.
MySpace is a huge influence, man. Like on us, it's like the first like real big social media thing, right? Like it was huge, and everybody was on it. But we started designing MySpace pages. That's how we learned website design,
coding.
Right. Like you like it was coding. It wasn't just it wasn't just making
it wasn't like
colors.
a drag and drop. It wasn't like a Wix.
No,
you literally had to go in, change HTML code, and
we would make full overlays in Photoshop. You went to white people's MySpace pages, you couldn't even tell it was a MySpace page. Right. It was a whole overlay. It looked completely different. So we were making full websites essentially on MySpace, and that's how we learned coding and websites. And then eventually what happened was we just like, a lot of independent artists don't have a lot of money. We're trying to scale this up and make a bigger difference. So we're like, hey, we can do this for artists. Let's do it for businesses. Mm-hmm. It's the same exact thing. And we've grown to notice that now, and we still work with artists, is that an artist is a business. Right. Being an artist is having a business.
Yeah, that's your brand.
It's your brand, exactly. So it's really no different. Everybody needs a logo, website, flyers, business cards, all kinds of stuff. So whether you're a business or artists, it's the same stuff. So that was 16, 17 years ago, and we
still doing it to this day.
Still doing it.
Well, that's good, because most people don't make it past 30 days on doing something. They first 10 days, they're like, this ain't fucking, it ain't bring me not $1. I'm the fuck out of here.
No,
I mean, bro, you got to keep going.
I definitely didn't start it in that mindset. Though. Right. It wasn't like, all right, let's try to make this a business and hopefully it works. It wasn't like that at all. It was just like, we're going to do this. There really is no failing. There was no upfront investment, right? There's no go buy a building and buy inventory. You didn't have no overhead. Yeah, hell yeah. So it's just like, I'm just going to provide a service for people. If nobody needs the service, then I won't do the service. Right. And it was a side hustle. So it was never a thought of like quitting. We like to do it.
So with do y'all still do the music videos and work with artists, or are you geared more toward businesses now?
We still do. We just try to find people that have the budget for doing real big things. I mean, people that are serious about it and that want to spend to make good things happen, because there's more to it than just making a cover, right? You need to market it. Like, so if somebody comes to me for a cover now, the first thing I'm asking them is, well, what's your release strategy? When are you releasing it? Oh, I don't know. Well, okay, where are you uploading it at? What's your marketing strategy essentially for getting this out to the most people? And once artists start noticing that we talk like that now, we're just more serious. We really want to make a difference. We really want to help. It's not just about making a cover. We really want to help. We've made too many covers and worked on too many projects to waste that knowledge. Right. Like trust us, you should think of these things before you do anything. Mm-hmm. So, we still work with artists, but just serious ones. People that aren't just messing around and BSing because they don't want to spend anything more than $50 for a cover. So, no matter what, as soon as you drop a price on them, they're running away. Mm-hmm.
Now, do you see more people run away once you drop a price on them, or do you get more people like, oh, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you say like when you undercut yourself, I feel like people they kind of look at you crazy, and most people are more in tune to be a little more hesitant. Like, I don't like discounting my prices. Mm-hmm. If I discount my price, it's a special. It's not.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong. The only way I like to discount is like you start at a price, and it's like we can discount if we're taking away things, right? Like, all right, it's going to cost $200 for this cover. I don't mind making it $100 if we're not, if you don't want the bells and whistles. Right. if you're okay with the first design, you want no revisions, then okay. If it's just whatever we design and it is what it is, and you don't have to, you're not going to go back and forth and have multiple rounds of revisions. Right. Then we might do it for $100. Or if they say all we want is the word bro on it, and that's all we want. Like, well, you're gonna look kind of cool. All right, maybe $100.
Right. I'm not going too deep and intricate. It's not going to be fit. You're not going to.
Yeah. So we'll work with it. Or what I like to do also is bulk. Like, we just try to do bulk. Like you're going to need more than just a cover. You should have some kind of promotional graphic. Or now we do a lot of animated covers. So it's like let's do that. Let's just do more. So I try to just, get more instead of making it less, because everybody needs more than what they're asking for.
Yeah, they just don't know it yet.
Yeah, they just don't know it yet.
So when you approach people and they just come to you and they say, hey, I just need a CD cover, are you like, okay, but you also need this? Yeah, no, it's more so a conversation. It's more so just asking. Like, I just start asking questions. Like, that's really the biggest thing. Is like, all right, well, what's the cover called? What is it about? Okay, when are you releasing it?
what's your plan for releasing it? Is it you do a website? Are you posting it? You've thought about an animated cover,
Right?
Stuff like that. So I just start asking questions and just start dialing in like that. And then if they have an idea for the design, then I'll just give them a price. All right, well, something like that, maybe $200.
Right.
If it's something that was like some kind of intricate drawing or illustration, maybe $350. And yeah, and
then the same thing goes for businesses, because and not necessarily they don't need an album cover but they definitely need a logo, a website, some type of.
And that's why we started using the word branding, because if somebody comes for a logo now, we definitely try to transition the conversation to branding.
Right.
It's not just a logo, So we try our hardest to just not do logos, because that logo is the end product, but there should be there should be a lot of thought and strategy before that logo to get to that logo. Like, why are we making this? It should be thought into that before you just make a logo. It's the face of your business.
Right.
It's the face of your brand. Is everything. And your brand is everything for your business. It's your personality. It's how people are going to interact with you.
So do you do, I guess what would be like a consultation?
Yeah.
To help people get, maybe they just have an idea in their head. Like, I think it may be cool to do X, Y, and Z. And then they come to you and they're like, well, this is my idea, but I have nowhere to go.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of that recently. Okay. That's why I was out front of your house for a whole 15 minutes. I showed up early. I was on the phone with somebody talking about he's preparing to release a book, having a publishing company and that kind of stuff. And I'm just explaining to him. And there's actually this guy used to be an artist, and now he's getting more serious and doing other things. And we talked for a good amount of time, just explaining to him, like, this is probably how you should set this up.
Right.
You should think of it this way. So I do free consultations all day long. If you go to our website, 24media.us, you can schedule a consultation with me. You just go there and there's a calendar. You just book it, because there's tons of people that just want to talk. They just want to just sit down, like, all right, let's just pick your brain. And I give away gems and free knowledge all day long. Right. Like, I have no problem. Like, this is what you need to do. I don't want to. I'm done hiding. I'm not trying to. I give all my resources away. This is how I do it. This is how it's done. This is what I suggest. And from there, if you want to hire me, this is what it costs.
I know a lot of people are scared to give away knowledge because they think that somebody, but they don't understand. Like, I'm gonna tell you how to do it. Yeah. That don't mean most people aren't going to go do it. They still want you to do it.
Exactly.
Like, they don't want to take the time out to learn how to do this, how to do that. They don't care.
Exactly.
All they want is. They want the little pretty bow on top of the box, and they want to open it and have prizes inside.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't mind giving people, like, people all the time, like, oh, how do you do your podcast? Look, I got this, I got that. Yeah. And then they're like, I'm like, I'll send you the link. Then they see how much shit costs, and they're like, so.
You got to plug in, like, they're looking at all the cords and all that stuff. You're like, they're getting confused. It's like, well, this is how it's done. I gave it to you. But yeah, I'm about that, man. It's better. It's better that way, man. It's like putting out, it's like energy.
I think when you do that too, I think when you do it that way, you have a better chance of somebody using you. Yeah. Because once they see, damn, this takes a lot.
Yeah. Just the fact that you show them what you're talking about, and I have all this experience, is like you trust me more. Right. I mean, and as you should. I'm not pulling I'm not pulling your eyes. I'm telling you exactly what it is. I've worked on thousands of projects at this point. At this point, I always like to think of it now, because I'm 32. More of my life has been spent designing than it hasn't been. Right. At this point in my life, I've done more designing than I've done, living as a designer, than I've done living as anything else.
So now, do you just run 24 Media as your full time?
That's my full time. Yeah, that's what the past about 6 years, 5 or 6 years now. Full time. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. I think that's a lot of us aspire to be, because
that's what you want to get to. I mean, it was always a goal. I mean, from the gate, it was like, this is what I want to do full time. I want to make this into a business that makes a lot of money. And, I knew I'd have to go full time eventually. And it was a side hustle. I was doing sales and a sales manager and doing all kinds of different things. Right. And, eventually I luckily got laid off, and that was it, huh? Yeah. I was like, all right, it's time to just focus and just make it work.
Yeah, I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, that's where it comes in at. You're like, I still got to kind of go to work to
pay money
for this and pay for this and pay for that. Then something happens, and they're like, fuck it. You know what? Yeah. I'm just going head first. Yeah. Like, if I fail, I fail. Yeah. Because you can always go back to a job.
Yeah, you can. You can always go back. You can always go back. I've not at this point. I can't. Right. But you can always go back. But you don't want to have that mindset.
You can't go back mentally.
No, there's no way.
There's no way you would.
Even when I was there, like every job I've had, I treated it. I had a weird role. I had a different kind of role. Right. I was always entrepreneurial in my jobs. Right. Like, and I was never able to like but the one job I had that was super strict on scheduling, I quit. Like, well, I got fired pretty much. Like after at Bank of America, I'll say it. Like it was so regimented, it was ridiculous. You had to come in and clock in exactly at this time. You had to take a break at exactly at this time, come back exactly at this time, and all these kind of things. And days off and switching shifts and all that kind of stuff was not really a thing. So I couldn't last because I always had my side hustle.
Right.
I always had like, I might have to go meet a client. I might have to go do this. I need to be able to move around my schedule, and also I just think differently. So I've always had jobs where I had an entrepreneurial kind of role. I just kind of floated and did whatever, and still try to bring value to the company any way I can.
Yeah, those are the best roles. See, I'm so torn on that because I be wanting to give these companies ideas.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to see that fucking in my paycheck.
You know what? Yeah, you don't want to do that. You
Like,
don't want to do that, but also like we just got done talking about giving value. So like you might have to give a little bit to get it on the back end. So you got to think about it strategically though. Like you got to think about like how can I?
It's almost like fishing. Like, let me throw this worm in the water.
Yeah. You like maybe bring value, but also make sure you get a hold of that. Like I want to be a part of this project though. Like I'm not going to give you an idea and you make it. Like,
it's almost
I'm
like
part of it now.
When you see. When you're scrolling on Facebook and they're like, I'm giving away this information for free. Take this free class. And then you get halfway through the class and you realize like they really didn't give you anything. They only gave you enough to be more intrigued.
They give you enough to sell you something.
Right. They give you enough They give you enough so you're more intrigued on like, how do I actually do this? So now you have to go buy the thing. Yeah. I think that's how I got to get with these companies. Like I just give them enough that they've got to try to figure it out. And like we said earlier, most people aren't trying to figure it out themselves. They rather just pay you if you know something that they don't know.
Yeah. Yep. That's where it comes to. So, it's value. Bring a value. You're bringing something to somebody that they don't know already.
So what's the biggest job you've done?
Biggest job?
Like what's the one that you was like you got the job and you was like, yeah, that's the one we've been working for.
I'm not sure. I guess probably when I did like the first, like that's actually when we went legit. When I went the first time I went legit and made and like actually registered the business and got bank accounts, all that stuff was when we got a government contract. So and we still have that contract to this day. So that was. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago now. Okay. And we had a government contract out in Willingboro, in Jersey, and we did a website, pretty big project, and we still, they still pay us monthly for maintenance and stuff. Okay. So, I mean, the total amount of that has been ridiculous. At this point, because it's a monthly thing.
Because you get a residual.
Yeah.
And that's what you need, the residual.
That's the only way I'm able to survive at this point is by having. That's how I was able to transition. Was like. I transitioned my mindset. Like, let me try to find ways I can do monthly contracts. Let's have retainers. Let's do a monthly thing because there's a lot of businesses out here that need stuff consistently. My next biggest client is like a church and a church. So they have flyers. They do flyers every day, right? Like
they're always putting out
events.
Flyers.
Every week there's an event. They have a website that needs to be updated all the time. So we have a good retainer for them. Where every month we just take care of them. And they love us. We love them, and it works. It works great.
So now, how do you market yourself? Like, how do you market the company?
It's all been word of mouth. It's all been word of mouth, and just doing good work, people seeing it and reaching out. That's all. Social media. We try to post stuff. We haven't had a real consistent strategy ever. We
just kind of been winging it.
Yeah, hell yeah. we just put. That's all you can do. I mean, you just want to put stuff out there. Hopefully people see it and hopefully they reach out. I'm not a pressury kind of person. I don't like to bang on people's doors. Right. I don't like to beg people to become clients and stuff. Like I'm not big on that. I'm gonna probably soon start maybe doing some more cold calling, some more just outreach. Like, hey, check this out. But I need more. I need a warm introduction. Like I need to be like I know somebody that like in there. Like I'm not gonna just walk up on somebody and be like, hey, this is who we are. Like it's not me. But it's all just posting stuff on social media every so often and just all word of mouth. 100%.
So do y'all have a because I know for me social media is hard to keep up with. I have 3 or 4 different Instagram accounts. Oh yeah. 2 or 3 different Facebook accounts, and I'm like Twitter account. I can't tell you even the last time I posted anything on Twitter. Yeah. Like if I can't, the good thing about like Instagram is I link it to my Facebook. So when I post on my Instagram, it automatically puts a, post on my Facebook. Yeah. So I kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But because I have a personal Twitter and a business Twitter and a podcast Twitter, I can't link all those Twitters to Facebook. So I constantly have to try to remember like, okay, you did this on Instagram, now go through and do this on Twitter.
It becomes a process.
And then before you know it, I'm just like, and everybody's always like, it only takes like 18 seconds. And I'm like, fuck are you getting this time from?
No, social media, keeping up on social media is a lot, and I have clients I keep up on social media for them, and it's a lot. And the only way we can really do it is by scheduling stuff. We use Hootsuite, and that's
okay. You use a scheduler.
Yeah, Hootsuite is like the only way I'm able to survive.
See, I think that's cool because like Hootsuite, you can go in. You can say, I want to put this post on Monday at 11:58. I want to put this post on Tuesday, 12 o'clock. Put this post
multiple
on.
networks too. So you can like, all right, put this Facebook, and you can. Every post is different. So like for Instagram, you need the hashtags. You have to have hashtags on Instagram. Facebook, you don't need them.
Right.
And Twitter, you can only use
so many
characters.
Right.
So like it's a whole separate message. You can't, the same message you put on Facebook can't be the message you put on Twitter. Right. So you schedule each of those posts separately and you do it ahead of time. That's the only way I'm able to survive is like using Hootsuite to schedule stuff ahead of time.
So when you do Hootsuite for your clients, do you come up with the content for them?
I have clients that do both.
Okay.
Right. So sometimes we do content. So like I have clients where I'm doing the whole calendar.
Okay.
So I'm making the posts. We try to meet essentially once a month or have them just send me an email. Like just tell me what's coming up the next month.
Okay.
What's special? Is there any events? Is there any things like what's happening? What do we need to know? What do you need people to know that's special this month coming? And we get that figured out and then we just schedule it. Schedule it ahead of time.
With the coming up with the only problem that I think I would have is coming up with stuff in advance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like coming up with like, all right, so Monday, if I jump on Twitter right now or Instagram, I know what I'm gonna post. Boom, took this picture, I'm gonna post that.
Because usually it's on the fly.
Right.
Usually you're not thinking of the post next.
But thinking about it
2
like
Thursdays from now, right now.
Well, shit, not even that. Like, what the hell am I post? If I post this at 2:00, what am I posting at 4?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
if you're posting that often, I mean, and that's why, and actually, my clients, I encourage them. First of all, I can't unless I'm at your location, unless I'm really in your business. I can't be the only person that runs your account. You need another person in your location because a lot of my clients are like that, where they still are posting stuff around me because I can only post but so much. Not to mention, you do stuff on a daily basis that I don't see.
That you don't, right.
So you need to post that regular, just look at this client here or look at what's happening in the office right now. Like you have to be the one that posts that. Or send it to me. Like you constantly send me stuff all day long. But I need stuff daily in order to do that.
See, and I feel like if I have to send you stuff all day long, I might as well just put it on social media.
Exactly. And that's might as well just have. So I suggest everybody to have their own like right hand man kind of thing. You need somebody that's next to you, or you got to do it yourself. You can't hire somebody in India to do your social media. It's literally impossible. You have to do it yourself. You have to do a lot by yourself.
Yeah, outsource. We was talking about this earlier. Outsourcing is cool.
You got to only outsource parts of it. Yeah, you got to outsource parts.
But you can't outsource everything.
Yeah,
because they have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, they don't know what's happening in your business. You can't expect them to know. You can't just expect why aren't you posting? Like, what are they supposed to be posting? Just random things, like
right. Is it like they just take a general statement from you, like, what is your business about? Boom. Okay. What do you sell, or what service do you provide? Okay. Boom. How many times a day do you want to post? Okay. Boom. Yeah. And what social media platforms do you want to post on? They're literally taking only those 4 or 5 categories and trying to make an entire social media for you.
And it's hard.
Yeah. I mean, like we said earlier, it's hard to do it when you have the phone in your hand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the fuck to post.
Yep.
So I think social media is such a
necessary evil.
Yes. It is a bad blessing.
Yeah.
Because it either makes you or breaks you. And in this day and age, you can't be stagnant and not use social media. I know people who's like so one of my boys, right, he does fitness and he don't have a cell phone. And I'm like,
excuse me?
Bro, how don't you have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get clients?
Yeah. How do you get ass? Like, how do you get anything? How do you survive?
How do you live life?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you have to have a fancy cell phone. Go get a track phone, flip phone. How am I supposed to contact you?
You need to be connected. That's just life. I mean, forget cell phones, forget social media, forget internet, forget everything. You need connections. You need to connect with people. That's the only way to really survive and be successful. Is like, unless you're really going to be out there in the woods on your own on some
right, unless you are like detaching from the world.
Yeah, unless you're also like, I'm just gonna be sitting monk style in the woods all my life, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, you need isolation, but unless you're gonna be that person, if you want to connect with people and grow and be successful in terms of, making wealth and that kind of stuff, you need people. You need to connect. So you can't just disconnect. You can't just turn your phone off. You have to have it turned on. You have to talk to people. You should turn it off sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
You should put it away sometimes. That's what you got to find that balance. But you can't just, I don't got a phone.
I don't have a phone.
I don't got social media.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
you're
cool.
less connected.
Right.
Okay. You're going to be less successful.
And I get people like that sometimes, and they're always like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What I want to do?" I'm like, "Well, what's your social media?" I don't have it. Well, I guess we're not doing anything because I can't get around you. Like, there's no way. There's certain aspects of, especially now with business, that you need before you even start. Like, I would tell people even before, like, do you have an idea? Yeah. Go try to get whatever name that you think that you want to name that business. I would go try to get it.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a website that you could put in.
Like a business name, and it'll search.
There's that one, and then there's another one called Namevine.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, let's say we were like, I was like, "Yo, Ty, let's start this business." I don't know, Okie Doke Corral, but we wanted all our social media to be the same.
Yeah.
You go into Namevine and you just type it in, and it shows you if it's available on all the social media platforms. And if not, then you just keep playing around with it till you get one to match. And that's another thing I tell people all the time, like, yo, make your social media match.
Yeah.
I hate when I'm like, yo, what's your Instagram? Lil TJ1222. All right, well, what's your Facebook? I ain't never do it. 1812. I'm like, bro, like, I'm not looking up all that stuff.
Yeah. Now, all that stuff's branding. All that stuff's branding. All that stuff is how people are perceiving you and seeing you. And it should match somehow, some way.
Some way, right. At least tie into each other.
Yeah. It should be some kind of consistency, and you want to make it simple as possible. And
because I do understand you're not always going to get the same name across the board.
One of my favorite things, one of my favorite tricks, I would say, is like, if you can't get your business name, try to use like a short slogan or something. Mm-hmm. Like, instead of, Okie Doke Corral, maybe like, come to Okie Doke. Like, right. Like, maybe that, like, something that's like this, a phrase or something that's short. Maybe use that for your website. Because you're not going to, like, a lot of times you're not going to be able to find, your businessname.com.
Right.
Like, you might not be able to find that. I can't get 24media.com.
Right.
So,
like, especially if you're not using something that's kind of unique.
Yeah. Unless it's like a made up word or something, you're probably not going to get that .com. So you might have to, come up with something a little bit different. Like,
that's like my buddy, man. He runs a podcast, and I'm part of his podcast network. Shout out Perch Hangers and Wall Hangers. So I did a random podcast the other day, and my boy was like, "The fuck is a purge hanger?" I was like, "You know what? I don't know. Let's Google it."
A what?
A purge hanger, right? So he's like, "What the hell's a purge hanger?" I'm like, "Nah, I have no fucking idea." Yeah. So we Googled it. The word don't exist. But guess what? You know what pops up when you put the word purge hanger in? Their podcast. It's the first thing on Google.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's smart as shit.
Yeah.
Because
I like that.
Most people are like, "What the fuck is a purge hanger?"
Yeah,
like,
it's what we made.
Mm-hmm. We just made it up.
Yeah.
But when you go Google it, the only word that comes up is the one that I made up.
That's cool.
Which is crazy. I was like, yo, that's awesome. So you just gotta. Most people gotta get. You just gotta be creative.
Yeah.
Like, we have. It's so much, and there's so much stuff that people can get paid for now. Like, it's so much stuff out there
because of social media, because of
that somebody is willing to pay for. Like, what was I on? It's probably Facebook or Instagram, but you know how, like, you scroll through in those movies, or it'll, like, something will come through, it'll be like the penny hoarder or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, the one I seen, motherfuckers is getting paid to hug people.
Yeah,
like a professional cuddler.
Yeah. People need that, man.
I understand that, but I'm just like,
people need that. So now make an Airbnb app.
Airbnb, right?
Uber app for
to cuddle.
Uber cuddles, yeah.
Like, and most of these people like that think that something is like unobtainable.
Yeah,
that's them.
Yeah,
most of that is you're stopping yourself, right? You're making that. You're introducing that fear.
You're stopping yourself before anybody stops you. Mm-hmm. That's a shame. Like, being stopped by nothing.
By nothing.
By nothing. I just be like, you're walking, you just, what? It's blank air, and you stop. Like,
nothing's happening.
That's a sad thing, and a lot of people. It happens to a lot of people.
It does.
Most people probably.
Most. Yeah. Because I talk to people all the time, and they're always.
I'm stopped. Well, it happens to me. I'm stopped by imaginary things as well. That's what.
No, I do it too.
That's what fear. Like, the best acronym for fear: false expectations appearing real. Mm-hmm. You're fearful of doing something. In reality, you shouldn't be, because what you think might happen, most likely probably won't happen.
Yeah, fair technically is just an illusion.
Yeah.
Fair, honestly, by the definition, really don't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why now I purposely try to do things.
Do different things.
I'm afraid of. Like, I want to go scuba. Before I was like anti-ocean. I always go on a boat and that kind of stuff, but I would never like just jump in the middle of an ocean. I'll go on the beach, but I'm not going all the way out or anything. Like, hell no, I'm scared of sharks like crazy. But now I want to swim with sharks. Like, just recently I was like, I just have to. Like, I'm gonna be scared as shit. But I just want to just jump in that water and just be with a shark for a little bit. But
yeah, you know what I said I was going to start doing? I would always stop myself from meeting people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would always stop myself from meeting people, and I would be like, yo, nah, man, I can't really come. I gotta, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I didn't have shit to do. Yeah. I just, I wasn't.
You have to make that mental, like, determination to like, all right, I'm gonna start doing this. Even though you have to acknowledge, I know that this is scary. I know that it might not be scary. I know this is uncomfortable. Or I know it's makes me anxious. I know that, or whatever. I know that, and I'm gonna purposely do it still. Like, I'm gonna purposely make sure I go talk to one person a day or two people. Like, you gotta make that intention.
So that's what I started doing. I would, like, now if somebody's like, yo, you want to do this? I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Like yes, like with it wasn't a Jim Carrey movie?
Yeah, the Yes Man.
Yeah, Yes Man. So yes to everything.
So, and honestly, it was me stopping my.
Yeah, because then you notice, you're like, oh, this isn't so bad.
This wasn't bad at all. Like, I actually had a great time.
Yeah.
Or I would have never knew that these people was out here if I never came.
Yeah.
So
connections, man.
I'm all about doing shit this year. Like, this is like, I'm all about like I think I started doing that like mid 2019. Was like, yo, just stop, just try shit, just try it.
Yep. It's what's up, man.
Like, I went somewhere the other day and it was like, you ever had frog legs? And I was like, nah.
Nope.
Well, it was like,
but bring some over.
I was like, you know what? Let me try it. They're fucking delicious.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have never known.
Exactly.
So it's just, you got to get out that mindset that it can't be done if you don't try it.
Mm-hmm.
Or a bad outcome is going to happen if you don't try it. Don't be your own worst enemy.
Absolutely.
Now, how many people do you get that you start something with, and then one day they just like, you don't hear nothing back from them?
How often?
Yeah,
all the time. all the time. I guess maybe not start on a project. I mean, if we start on a project and there's payments made and stuff, not really, right? I mean, some people do abandon projects, like just in the middle of a project, like they're just not really happy where it's going.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, that's like start the payment, because I talk to people all the time, and you start here, and then all of a sudden, it's the just grand scheme of things, and then next thing you know, you don't hear from them for 6 months.
Yeah. No, that happens. That happens kind of often, every so often, and I try my best to get away from that, right? To like avoid that. Like, you don't want that. Like, you want to have a project where it's like, all right, this is what we're doing. This is what it costs. This is how long it's going to take, and then you do it. Like, you want that. You don't want any kind of weird things happening in the middle. And what 100% the reason why that ever happens is because, like you said, during the project, the scope just gets crazy. Mm-hmm. They start wanting to add things, or they start like, well, I was thinking this. It's like, well, we never talked about that before. Like, you never said anything about elevator before. All we talked about was stairs. Now you're saying elevator. Like, come on, man, that's literally triple the price.
Right.
Like, and then especially being being young or whatever. I mean, just being not very smart business wise. You want me, or what we'll do sometimes is still give in and still try to help the client. Because I still want to help. I still like, all right, let's see if let's try to make it work. Like, I get you trying to do that. That's not what you paid for, but we can pay more, or we can do this. Like, I try to make things happen, but for the most part, if they start noticing a dollar amount's going to go up, they disappear, right? Because they're like, man, actually, I didn't want just that. I wanted all this and bells and whistles. So that happens every so often, but we've had less of that now. Like, as time has gone on, we've been better at being upfront. Like, this is what it's going to cost, or asking more questions before we start a project. Turning away projects too. Like, I have no problem just like, this is the price, and if that's not in your budget, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sorry. Well, I got this. Okay. Well, I can do this for that.
Mm-hmm.
But we turn away tons of business now. So
I had to get out of the habit of like trying to keep somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really had to get out of the habit of, well, this is what I charge.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, this is what I want. Okay, well, this is what I charge.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, and I'm like, wait. You know, and then I'm lessening the value of myself.
Yeah.
Because now I'm still doing what you want. And you know what's the crazy part is? Most of those people that you wind up like discounting or lowering your price for are the worst people to deal with.
Yeah. How do you ask for a discount and then be a pain in the ass?
Yes. Like, how are you?
Like you have nerve. I didn't give you 50% off, and now you're gonna want.
Bro, how are you just hounding me?
Different color. Like, shut the hell up.
Yo, listen. How are you just hounding me?
Yeah.
Like, or yo, you know how many times I've done like free work for somebody? Like, oh yeah, I just come out there. And they're the only ones in my inbox.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you done? Is it done? How long is it going to be? I'm like, first off, you're free.
Yeah.
So you're
done when it's done.
In the back of everybody else who's paying.
Yeah.
I'll get to you when I get to you.
Yeah.
Man, you just let it. I'm like, bro, you didn't pay a lick.
Yeah.
And then you know what? Yo, I start hitting people with this. You want me to speed up, bro? It costs this much.
Yeah.
Nah, man, we good, man. Whenever you get it done,
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So we do rush fees, right? As well. People are like, I want this tomorrow or tonight, and it's like, well, it's this much, and they're like, never mind, I can wait 2 days.
Yeah, I can wait 2
3
days.
days. Like, yeah, now you can wait 3 days.
Yeah, people think because I did something like, you know, you paid me for a service. There's not, like, you're the only one who paid for something.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 people in this world.
Yeah. No, it's about setting expectations and just being transparent and upfront. Like, you know, it takes 2 to 3 days. I mean, when people would ask for anything from me, and I'd tell them this is how long it takes.
Right.
I always let them know how long. I don't want there ever to. There's never like a payment and like a confusion about what's about to happen. When there's a payment, you know what's about to happen. Right, like we're about to start phase 1. We're about to start step 1, and you know what step 1 is.
Right.
You know, so we just make sure that there's no confusion and there's no just transparency.
Yeah, I had a woman ask me one time. I went and did her pictures for her and her family. She said, "So, how much do the pictures cost?" I said, "The price I quoted you." Yeah, okay, I understand that, but how much do the pictures cost? I'm like, I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Yeah.
She's like, for you to edit in a minute. I said, "Ma'am, that's the price I quoted you. All that's included."
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, you got business cards?" Like,
yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, do people just nickel and dime people all the time like that?
Yeah. Or some people don't even really understand. And that's probably like something you should think about. Like, man, maybe I should lay that out. Like, hey, this is why it costs X amount.
So that's like,
because they just say it costs this amount because you get this and that and this and that, and like, and really list it all out.
Yeah. And that's what I started doing. Like when I tell people like, okay, it's X amount of dollars for your photos, you get this, and this.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, let's do it.
Yep. I need. This is the deposit amount. This is how long it's going to take to edit once we're done shooting. Because as long as you have everything laid out up front, I mean that's how you avoid the headaches.
Yeah, because I was going, you know, and I think a lot of people make this mistake too, just assuming that they understood how the price was. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you offer a service. Mm-hmm. You buy a product, it's $9.99. You know what you're going to get something physical in your hand. But if I'm offering a service and I say it's, you know, X amount of dollars, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. And I should have did that because I'm also a consumer. Mm-hmm. So, and I know when I get services, I want to know what the hell I'm getting for this amount of money.
Of course.
But then when on the business side, when I was putting the prices out there, I just automatically assumed that people would know what they're getting for the money.
A photo shoot, $100. Like a photo shoot, $100. What does that even mean?
Right, what the hell does that even mean? Like, right, $100 photo shoot.
What does that even mean? Okay. So I come and I stand and then I leave?
Like what am I getting for that $100? Yeah. Like, so that did take a little bit for me to get into tune. And then it also took me a little while to staying firm on prices as well. You know what I'm saying? I think that's another kicker that people have an issue with, especially first starting off, because you want to, you know, you jumped out there. You're putting yourself out there. You want to, and you also want to make revenue. Mm-hmm. So putting people, you know, when somebody says, "Oh, it's this," and they feel like they're going to go somewhere else, I advise people just to let them walk away because you won't be surprised how many people come right back.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you have to set your value, and like I think I'll say it again. Like I think the best thing to do is if there is a point where you're negotiating, is like I can charge less if I do less. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. Like if you don't want to spend this much for a photo shoot, well let's do half the amount of time. let's deliver half the amount of edited photos, and now we can do a little bit less money, but you're gonna get less. Like that's really the only way I would advise people to like lower the value, because now people are seeing that and understand why they're getting a cheaper value. Now they know when they come back, if they want what they really want, it's going to cost, this is the price.
So now do you do, so like when I do things, right, I'll be like, we'll say we'll do $100 photo shoot. We'll do a $100 photo shoot. And then somebody says, oh, but I see you do video too. Do you just tack on what the price of the one thing is, or do you give them?
I look at
bundle.
I always bundle.
Okay,
I always bundle, but I break it down though first. So it's like, what do we want? What are we doing first? That's where the questions come in from. It's like, let's figure out what you need. Like, let's figure out what's going on. So I want to list everything out, because we do bundles in terms of video, photo, graphic, website even as well. So we lay that all out. We let them know too, like, this is what it will cost separately. And if we do it separately, this is what's going to cost. And the only way we will bundle it is if we put it on one package. And then at that point, like, it's one invoice. It's not going to be multiple invoices broken. It's one invoice, and we can agree on payment terms, whether it be half up or maybe 3 or 4 payments split up. We'll figure that out and negotiate. But it has to be one contract with everything listed out. And at that point, and that's why I always hope it's always gonna be cheaper. Always,
it's always cheaper to bundle
way
stuff.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
It's way cheaper, because if you're gonna do it separately, it requires us to mentally, like, start something and then turn off and then start this. It's like, if we look at it all as one big project, it's just way easier to get things done.
This is what I'm working on.
Yeah.
It's not, I got to do this video, and then we got to go do photos.
Yeah.
And then we got to do this website.
Yeah.
No,
if we look at it as one thing, and it is all one thing. It's all one project. You should look at it like as one thing. And that's kind of like our new campaign we're doing. I'm glad you talked about marketing earlier. Was like, we're marketing ourselves more. Now, at the end of the year, we started the 24 days of 24 media. I'm not sure if you saw that, but it's just every day leading up to Christmas, we were posting just a daily advice or daily tip about branding or about marketing. And that was 24 days of 24 media. And it was great. But so now that got me in a consistent thing where I was making content every day. Every day I had to make something. And now I'm like, all right, let's keep that energy. Like, let me keep making something every day. I have time to devote to that. And that's the way we can market 24 media. So we're doing a new campaign called #WeGoBig. So it's like, we go big. And the basis of that is really, we only want to work on big projects. Like, we only want to work on big things. And people only want to make big things happen. People don't want to make little things happen. People don't want a logo. They don't. Right. Nobody really is sitting there thinking, I want a logo. No, they're thinking, I want a brand. I want a business that is successful. I want a clothing store with all these people buying stuff. That's what they really want. They don't want a logo.
Right, they don't want the logo.
Yeah, they don't. So it's like, we go big, and you should go big, and everybody, like, let's think of it in bigger aspects and bigger terms. Like, let's go big together. Let's help you make big things happen.
Right.
So with that campaign, we're actually redoing some big brands, like big national brands. Like, we're just gonna redo them. Just to do.
Got you.
Just for fun, a fun project, but also to show people kind of what's possible. Show people this is how you should look at big projects. This is how you should look at, like, all right, we did a logo, we did a billboard, we did a shoebox design, that kind of stuff.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
I like
we just
that.
finished. I honestly was hoping that it'd be done like first week of January. Like, I was hoping I would be able to walk into here and like but it's not. We're finishing. Actually, we're working on it right now. Like, literally right now, we have I have a team now, right? So it's like, we need all hands.
And I think that's a lot of people get misconstrued too.
Yeah,
you need a team.
Oh, it's the only way
that works, man. You need multiple. Like, my team member came over this morning to, like, this was my Saturday.
Yeah.
To do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been running around since the beginning of whenever.
It's great to know when you're stopped and stuff's still getting done.
Right. So I was running around since whenever. My girl had to go away. I said, she said, what are you doing when I leave? I said, nothing. I am literally going to sit in the house. I'm going to drink beer. I'm going to play some video games. I might go to Wawa. I do not want to leave this house all weekend. And then everybody started hitting me up with the interviews. Yeah. Right? And I was like,
here I am.
Okay. And then he was like, well, what are you doing this Saturday? All right, I guess I'm interviewing you.
Boom.
And then Swerve hit me. Bruh, can we do the podcast this week? Saturday. Let's go. Like, you come over at 1. I got an interview at 3. My man was like, I got to work at 1. What time can I come over on Saturday? I said 10 o'clock.
Fit it in. You got the time, man. Get it done.
I'm like, 10 o'clock. My mom, she's like, can you come to the house last night? I was like, Mom, it's 1:30. She's like, I need your help. She's sick right now, so I'll be over. And I'm like, yo, this weekend literally just got booked. Like,
there's no such. I mean, you really thought you were gonna do nothing? Yeah,
I swear to God, Ty,
I don't think you thought that.
No, bro, I cannot tell you how wholeheartedly I thought I was going to sit my black ass on the couch in my drawers and just play video games this weekend. Like,
sorry, man, life was like
that was my end game.
Yeah,
I just needed the one day. I would have did something tomorrow. I just needed today.
Yeah.
No.
You'll get some time, man. You get some time.
Man, because look, after you leave, I got to get dressed. I got to go to dinner.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm not saying it's going to come now. I'm saying it's going to come. You got to wait. You might wait a couple of days. But it is man. What it is, I
just
man.
need one
it's
day
the hustle,
off.
man. It's the hustle. And that's why you're doing it.
Yes.
And that's why you're doing it. It's the hustle and it's what needs to be done. If you don't do it, who's going to do it, man?
If somebody, if you out here grinding as an entrepreneur and somebody at least once a day don't tell you look tired, you ain't doing something right.
For real.
You're not doing something right, yo.
There's no such thing as a good looking, like,
no, not at all,
non-stressed looking entrepreneur, man. There's no real such thing.
My girl, she's always like, babe, you look tired. I'm like, yeah, I'm tired.
Like,
I'm
you look a little rough.
And she's an entrepreneur too. She owns a hair salon out in Boston. Like, so, and she live in Philly. So she's constantly traveling back to Boston. Then I'm going to Philly to see her. And I'm trying to squeeze her in. And I'm a truck driver. I'm trying to squeeze her in. I run the podcast. We got the photography and videography side of the business. I'm like, so, and then we get together and we're both like fucking zombies.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, yo, lay down with me. And I'm like, I don't want to lay down because I'm going to pass out. And if I pass out, then I'm not going to feel like I'm productive for the day. And then I'm going to be pissed off.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But she's like, I need to sleep. I got like, this is the only time I get to like actually rest. And I'm like, this is the only time I got to run around. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's tough.
But we make it, and you got to have somebody who's understanding too. Like, bruh, I think that's, if you don't have a significant other, you're like, ball the fuck out. But if you have a significant other, they have to realize what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, we already got doubts.
Yeah.
I don't need somebody else being like, well, why you doing that?
Yeah.
Well, how come is this like this?
Yeah.
It's
tough. You definitely need if you're gonna be if this person's gonna be in your ear all the time, it's not good to have them in your ear saying stuff
negative
like
shit.
That. Yeah. It'll slow you down. And
I don't mind negative. I don't mind constructive criticism. But I hate criticism when that's what it is.
Yeah.
You're just like, that's not a good photo, and you walk the fuck away. Well, tell me why. Well, I'm looking at it, like explain to me what you see that I don't see.
I think what one of the biggest things that I would tell people is like, you have to, because it's impossible to, everybody's, if it's not your significant other, it's going to be somebody, like somebody in your life. It's going to be somebody
that you see every day. Yeah.
Somebody's going to say something, whether it be your boss, whatever, they're going to say, well, why are you doing that? Or whatever. You have to learn how to tune that out and like just ignore it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that sometimes, and I learned this over the past couple of years because I've known you since what?
It's been a while.
11 years now.
Yeah.
So, and from the time that I met you, everybody's always been trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? We started off as like, this is what we want to do, and nobody had know how to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like when when we started the podcast the first time, me and Kitchen, it literally we went to work, we were bouncing. Now look, this is how we met. I met Ty at a bar because I was bouncing.
No.
And then we just got to busting it up, and everybody was cool ever since. So
we did business together too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did. When me and Kitchen still worked there, we walked in and they were like, and I was just talking like I'm having a conversation with Kitchen, and they're like, somebody was like, "Yo, what radio station are you on?" I was like, "Bro, I work here." Yeah. Like, I'm waiting on my check right now.
Your voice sounds familiar.
And he was like, "Nah, man, you doing the wrong thing because I got to listen to you all goddamn day." Me and Kitchen looked at each other, was like, "This is how we're going to make our money, right? This is what we're doing."
Now, you definitely have that voice.
Listen, we didn't know a lick about audio. I didn't know how to use a mixer.
Yeah.
Kitchen didn't know what a fucking like RCA wire, like, you know, and we're like, this is what we're going to do. We're walking out the pawn shop and shit with shit we don't know nothing about, like
and microphones,
right? Going in the Radio Shack, like, I think I need this, I think I need that.
Hopefully this works.
Hopefully this shit work out. And we started our first one back in 2012, and just, part of that was, a lot of that was being young and it not working, at first. And we didn't know what we were doing. So our whole skis was, well, you got to spend money to make money. And then we start throwing money at our problems. Like at the, you know what I'm saying? Well, nobody's showing up. Well, let's make it bigger. Well, wait, time out, pause. Now we're like, why are you making it bigger if nobody showed up to the small one?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's what you did though. You learned what didn't work, which is good. Like, it's all that stuff's necessary. Like,
It is
all
necessary.
that stuff is like the only way you're going to get somewhere is by doing those things first. Like, you have to stumble and have to do things and look back and be like, man, why the hell did I do that?
Right.
But
Why did I do that?
At least now don't do that again. Like,
Right.
at least you've been through that, right? It's like
You got to learn from those mistakes. And I
Yeah.
don't think anything's when you're an entrepreneur, I don't count anything as a failure.
No, it's not unless it really defeats you.
Right. Unless
it really defeats you,
yes.
unless you really unless you literally just get knocked down and just lay there, like, okay. But if you got to get back up and you got to learn from what happened from that, and like,
then you keep going.
That's how I look at. I'm like, I guess I'm just sideways, but we do Facebook ads a lot now. It's like the best way to get in front of people now, like Facebook, Instagram ads. But we do a lot of testing, and I tell clients all the time, you might spend some dollars right now on ads. And don't look at it like you're wasting. Like, you're spending it to test and to analyze. At least we're going to see what works. We're going to see what works and what doesn't work. So like, you're spending to test.
Right.
You're not just spending and losing.
spend, right.
Like, and you might not get any sales. Like, you have to have that mindset. Like, I might spend $500 on ads. I might get 0 sales, but at least I got some data. At least I learned something from it. So it's like no different than failing. Like, you're just throwing away. You feel like you're throwing away money, but in reality, you're learning. You're learning. Because that's crazy that you brought up the Facebook ad. So when I started the Black Opinionated podcast, I invited, like everybody does, all your friends, right? Had like 2,300 friends on Facebook, 200, literally almost like only 10% like the page, which to me is not a bad turnaround. 10% in my eyes is a lot. You know what I mean? Okay, cool, got 10%. So I'm like, how am I going to get more people? So I'm in there with the Facebook ads. I'm like, all right, my market group should be anywhere between like 21 and like 45. I feel like I relate really well to that group. Men and women, I could talk to both all across the United States, right? $20. Did the whole demographic thing where you go in there and pick your audience. 200 and something more likes came back for $20. I was like, that's amazing, right? This is great. Let's do it again. Right? I'm like, let's do it. So I'm like, there's 230 people across the United States who want to listen to me. Let's fucking go. Word.
Did it again. I think I spent another $20. I think I got like a quarter of that back last.
Was it the same ad?
Yes.
Same exact ad.
You can't do that. I learned you can't throw out the same exact ad again.
I think you can. I don't know.
Dog,
it depends on how many people have seen it. I mean, it really depends on how big the audience is and how many people saw it. But I doubt that everybody's seen that ad though.
I don't think so either.
You still should show people it.
So
if it worked before.
And I was like,
but
damn.
also, how long? What was the difference of time between running those?
So I did the one. So I ran it for a week just to test it out. The $20. Was at the 20. It was $25 because I did it $5 a day for 5 days. And I got, like I said, I got a pretty good turnaround. Waited. My goal was to do a Facebook ad a week. You know what I mean?
So like it was the next week you did it again, and it was like a quarter of the results.
So then what I did was I waited, and I did another ad for one of my videos. I was like we're doing now. Right? I boosted the post. Phenomenal response.
Word. Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I think I'm gonna just have to kind of switch them up.
Definitely. No, you know I mean, well, honestly, the best way to run ads, you should definitely never run one ad. You definitely want to split test somehow. Like, you want to at least put 2 ads up to see which one does better, and so you can turn one off. And in audiences too, you want to try multiple kind of audiences. So like, let's run these ads to this type of people, and then run these ads to these kind of people, and let's see which type of people respond best. So you definitely want to test somehow, some way. Otherwise, you don't know what's working. You don't know. Like, who knows what the numbers you're getting, if that's the ad's fault or if it's the audience fault.
Right.
Like, you need to do you need to run multiple variations to test. Like, that's really the only way to make ads really work.
Word. Appreciate that tip because I was
man. When you do that, you boost the post, right? Yeah, you got to go in the ads manager. Like, when you boost the post, you're just boosting a post, right? You're just more people see it. Is that wrong with that? Most Facebook, anybody that does Facebook ads will tell you don't do boost. Like, and I definitely say don't. It's better than doing nothing.
Got you.
It's better than doing nothing.
I didn't know there was a difference.
Yeah,
see,
it's a
so
big
that's
difference.
new information. I didn't know there was a difference. I'm thinking boosting, and that's that. Now that I think about it, that was a difference because the one I did do the ad manager in,
it looks different. It's a whole different platform.
And I went in and did all the like parameters
There's
and all
more.
that.
There's more ways to target. There's more. There's more types of behaviors that you can target.
You could pick like I could pick people who have an interest of podcasts, and so that's what I did. I did do that the first one. I didn't realize that because then the second one I just hit boost. So I'm thinking it's just picking up the same
kind of people or something.
From like you know, it's almost like I made my settings, and now it's telling me to go ahead and boost the post. Okay, cool, boom.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's the same ad set that I did last time. It's completely different. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that makes sense why I got way less people.
Yeah. So when you're in the ads manager, you have 3 different sections. You have the campaigns, you have ad sets, and then you have ads. And it's like a hierarchy, right? So campaign is the whole campaign. The ad set is the set of ads, and then the ads or what's inside the ad set. You want to have a campaign that's focusing on one thing. Like, all right, my campaign is getting page likes. That's the campaign. That's the top level. And then you go down to the ad set, and then from the ad set level, you should try different audiences. So within this campaign for page likes, let me try people that like podcasts between this age group. Then let me also try people that like Kevin Hart.
Okay.
Kevin Hart. People that like Kevin Hart and this group. And let's see, but underneath both of these ad sets are different audiences. Let's see which one does better with the same ad.
Got you.
You know, let's see which audience likes this ad better. And if you can have multiple ads also, like have 2 ads from both. That's like the best way to start.
Okay,
you know,
so that way you can figure
test
out.
2 audiences, test 2 ads.
Word. Word. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I first started.
And you can talk, and what you can do is at the campaign level, you can set the budget. So you can say, all right, at the campaign level, you can say $10 a day I want to spend. And Facebook on its own will divvy up that $10 amongst all those ads. And you just have to wait a couple of days for data and look and see what's working, what's not.
Then you get shut one off.
They shut one off, 100%. And I lost my train of thought. Yeah, what I was getting at was if you spend $10 a day, you're going to have to wait a little while because now you have 4 ads that are getting $10 a day. You need at least $10 spent on an ad to really know if it's working or not.
Okay.
You can't just you can't spend $1 on an ad and be like, oh, not working. Like you have no idea. Like you need a good chunk amount of people to see it to really know.
Right.
So the best thing to do is you spend more. You know, it's better to just spend $100 in one day. Spend $100, and you can see immediately what doesn't work. You can say, "Oh, 2,000 people, 3,000 people saw this and don't like it.
Don't care."
You know, so you know, at that point now you can make changes faster. So that's why I tell people all the time, like people ask, like, how much should I spend? As much as you can, as much as you can. Like with the budget, as much as you can, because the more you spend, the more people will see it. And the faster you can track, the faster you get data, the faster you can turn things off, the faster you can see what doesn't work.
Right.
So spend as much as you can. If you only spend $5 or $10 a day, you have to wait 3 or 4 days
to find out what's going on. Right. And by that time, you done lost $15, $20.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what but if you spend $100 a day, you're gonna lose that.
Oh, yeah, you're the same thing.
So no matter what, you're spending the same amount of money. It's just more so speed.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, I'm gonna try this. No bullshit, dog. I'm gonna try this because I've been like I said, the one I did worked phenomenal, and then I did a video one, and then I did a couple video ones, and I was getting 1,100 views. And
I suggest video more than anything.
You know,
I mean, I think
video. Yeah, I think because
people
are visual people. Like everybody's all visual now. They want to.
I say that, and then I also see some clients that do really well with long form posts, like just an image with a story. Like a long story. I
skip those.
But that's what I'm saying. So it depends on the audience. Like this client is a woman and is a woman, middle-aged woman, and I guess that demographic that most of the people that are dealing with, they like reading the long sappy story.
Yeah, I do this.
Yeah, you don't want to see once you see all the words, you're done.
Soon as I see hit continue read, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I'm not continuing reading nothing. But I do. Sometimes I do. You're right. Most of the time I don't. But if it's somebody that I know and I follow, right, and I know that there might be some gems in there, damn right I'm gonna read it. So like I catch myself reading a whole full story because it's almost like reading a blog post. Like it's the social media is a new blog. I mean, people are doing that way more. You know, what goes on anybody's blogs.
Yeah, that's
you,
true.
You look at their social medias, look what they're tweeting, you look at their Instagram. Like that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, and that pisses me off. I feel like there's certain social media is used for certain things. Like if you do that on Facebook, cool. But I hate when people put a picture on Instagram and then throw a story under it. I don't think that's what Instagram is for.
Yeah, but it works for some. But it works for some people.
To me, Instagram is something that should be real quick, short, and sweet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, here's a picture. Yo, be out riding. Shout out to such and such.
I would say Snapchat's more like that now, or like TikTok or something.
Who uses Snapchat though? Still,
I don't know. Somebody does. Somebody.
I barely use.
Somebody
Snapchat.
does. My wife, she uses it just for the filters, but she also talks to her close friends as well. I hope just her close friends. I'm joking.
No, because listen, you know why I don't use Snapchat? Because you can't have a conversation on there.
Yeah, I had it a while ago.
You know how many times I went back on Snapchat and I was like, I have no idea what we were fucking talking about.
Yeah,
like, it's gone. Yeah. Then you're like, yo, what were we talking about? And they're like, I don't know. And they're like, you know what? This isn't a fucking conversation.
No, Snapchat's weird. But, I mean, Instagram added Instagram TV, and they're adding more long-form content. Before, it was like you can only have a minute video, right?
Right. Now, the Instagram, I think the IGTV let you do up to 10 minutes.
It might be maybe 15. It's a long time. Okay. So, I mean, it's more than what it was before, right? Like, much longer. So, or even swipes. You notice the swipes now. Those swipe things, you can add 10 images there.
10 images now.
So they're adding more and more stuff there to Instagram, and more people are spending more time on Instagram, 100%.
And a lot of people don't get it, don't understand that. Like when you see these social media platforms come out with new features, everybody don't have them right away.
Oh yeah, yep.
So if you do see it, and you're like, if you say to somebody like, "Yo, you get 10 pictures on your Instagram," they're like, "No." That's because apparently they want you to try it out. So the more you use that 10,
and if it is a new feature, it'll get more engagement. They'll show more people because it's new and they want to test it. Like that 10 scrolling thing, more people will see that than if you just post one image.
Right.
If you post someone on IGTV,
you have more of a
they'll show more
chance to being on the discovery page. Yeah. If you start if you use it, if you see something like that.
These new features, 100%. You have to stay with it. The platform's changing constantly. All the platforms are changing constantly. You have to stay up on it. If you're going to be doing it that heavy. But even just post, if you're just a small business or small local business, just posting is fine. I mean, just as long as you're posting is better than not posting. Like,
right.
And posting that stuff that people care about, and posting stuff that people want to see, and not just spam and bull stuff.
So before we end, bro, you taught me a lot today, honestly, because I didn't know shit about that. I literally just went into the Facebook ads and just started winging it.
It's better to at least people saw what people saw it. You didn't technically waste money. You learned.
Because I thought I was like, I gotta. For anybody who don't know, the podcast is based out of Delaware, and for anybody who don't know what Delaware is, we are a tiny state.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it is a tiny state, so I had to figure out a way to get out there quick and fast.
Yeah,
because the podcast market is definitely starting to become a little oversaturated.
Yeah.
I say that, but
yeah. Speaking of which, check out my podcast network.
Word.
Give us a shot network.
Yo, go ahead, plug yourself, bro.
Yeah. Give us a shot network. Give us a shot .network. We're a podcast network as well, and we do some podcasting like everybody else. And you're right. It is. I mean, I wouldn't say it's oversaturated. It is oversaturated, I guess. But the good will rise above the weak.
Yeah, and that's what I think.
And everybody, and there's not to mention also, there's so many people out there anyway. Like, there's so many people, and people are watching and listening to podcasts, right? And you can have your little niche. Like, you don't need hundreds of thousands of followers. Like, as long as you have your own niche of 1,000 or whatever people, then that in itself is good. You can sell them a couple of T-shirts. You can turn that into an event or something. Like,
because if you had 1,000 followers, let's say quick numbers. I mean, even if you had 1,000 followers and each of them bought a shirt a month, for $1, you got $1,000 extra in your pocket a month.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
anything, all that stuff helps. You want to find ways you can monetize. You definitely want to find ways you can monetize. And if you do have a good enough audience, you can get sponsorships and whatnot, right? But it's all about connecting with and networking and finding people.
And then also, it's about being strategic too, because it just worked for y'all that y'all just get out there and run a gun. it worked for y'all. But most people don't work for it. Let's be real. Most people don't work. It don't. The run and gun, they get discouraged and stuff is not happening fast enough because nobody has a plan. They just have an idea. So you would use a group like Ty and 24 Media to kind of put you on the right path to get where you're going. And with Ty's business, you got to be honest with him. You can't tell him what he want to hear because and I think people do that too. Like, oh, I'm going to tell him like what I think they might want to hear because I don't think my idea might make the most money, and I don't think they don't want to work with me if I'm not making it. I don't care what you make. Yeah. Do you have an idea?
That's like one of my biggest questions is like, what's your vision?
Right.
Like, what's your vision in like 10 years? If everything goes perfectly, it goes as how you want it in 10 years, like how big do you see this? What does that look like? Like, that's when people just all the ambition, all the like constraints go away, and they're like, all right, I want this, I want that, I want this, and it's like now if you work backwards from there, it's like, all right, what is how you can get there? And I don't think many people lie to me anymore because I'm just so inquisitive.
Right.
Like now my mindset just shifted to just be like, I just want to help. So it's like I just want to learn. So like no matter what, if I'm talking to somebody new, I don't know anything about their business. I don't know anything about their idea or their podcast. So like my job is to learn everything. Like what is pick your brain to no end. Like you're going to be annoyed almost about how many questions I'm going to ask you. And if you're not ready to be asked all these questions and you're annoyed by it, then I see probably we can't work together. Yeah. Because I only want to work with people that are thinking that deeply about it.
Word.
Yeah.
And that's true because most people, like I said, and it's cool to have an idea. Everything starts with an idea. Yeah. You don't have to have a full game plan to get started.
Never wrote ideas, but also don't forget everybody has them. I mean,
right. That's true. It's like an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Uber was your idea? No shit, it was your idea. It was everybody's idea. I'm sure everybody has thought of something like that.
Hell, I mean, shit. Remember when
the bar, there's a new. I don't know if it's a barber app or not, but I always say it like, man, we just need an Uber for barbers. Like, I'm sure that exists now, and I'm not the only person who
thought about it. Yeah. Like I said before, when Androids first started getting big, I said, dog, wouldn't it be dope if we had like a ringtone shuffler? Something that would like change your ringtone like every so many days, or if you could put it in like change my ringtone like every day or something. Yeah. And then I swear to God, bro, we went into the App Store a week later and there was a fucking ringtone shuffler. I was like,
yo, but this is twofold, right? So that's one thing. And even though that exists, though, it doesn't matter. You can still make it. Yeah, you can still do it. There's not only one ringtone shuffler app. There's not only like, and I always like to use the McDonald's and Burger King thing. McDonald's and Burger King both exist, right? Like, so just because one exists doesn't mean the other one can't exist. Like, and they can, and in my town in Pennsville, they're across the street from each other. A lot of places they're across the street from each other.
Right?
How's that possible? Or gas stations are across the street from each other.
Right.
Like, don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about, oh man, I had that idea. They did it. Like, yeah, Uber did it. Guess what? Now there's Lyft.
Right.
And now there's other ones. There's other ones like you can be competition. You can find ways to differentiate yourself. Like, oh, I'm gonna do what they do, but I'm gonna change it a little bit. I'm gonna do this.
And also, I tell people all the time. I say, yo, you know what major businesses do? They trend stack.
Yeah.
Like that is a thing.
Because if somebody already solved something, like why resolve it? Like why figure it out? Like, and that's why I love to learn about people's histories. I love biographies. I love to just hear people's stories, how they started, because it's like, let me see what they did. Let me see where they messed up at, and learn from that. So I don't gotta make the same mistake. Like, you can learn so much more faster by learning from other people.
Right.
Simple as that. People need to learn more, man.
So other than the tidbits of information that you already given out, because they were phenomenal, do you have anything else to let these people know before we get up out of here?
I mean, if we're talking business, I mean, I would say, I guess I think your audience, most of your audience aren't entrepreneurs, right? Like most of your audience probably.
I think most of my audience work a 9 to 5.
Yeah, they want to become, right? So like for them, I would say the biggest thing is definitely back to the whole, your wife and your surroundings and your friends and family, like tuning them out. Like that is the biggest thing, like tuning them out and focusing on what you want to do.
Right.
Focus on your goal. Don't worry about what other people think about it. Don't worry about what other people say. Don't be stupid though. Don't have a stupid idea. Like test your idea with knowledge. Learn from other people. See what other people are doing. Learn from the greats, the great business people. Learn from other people in the industry you want to go into. Learn from them and see what they're doing, and come up with what your idea is and execute on it. And tune out everybody, because everybody will. So many people are going to say crazy things. Like to this day, people are telling me like,
and because we had talked about this earlier, but most people say doubtful shit because they can't see themselves doing it.
Yeah, and it's tough because, like, especially family members, like your mom and your dad will be like the biggest ones, you know, and it's only because they love you. That's all. They want to protect you. That's what it's all about. Like, they're trying to protect you from failing. They're trying to protect you from failing too much. Because, like, if you go and start a big business and it fails, like, it's like big, like, and it's heavy and all this stuff. But in reality, like, Trump was bankrupt how many times? He's a fucking president, right? Like, you can go out there and try to start a business and fuck up. Like, you can do that and then do another one. Like, you could, like, don't be scared and don't let other people's, you know, scaredness or protectiveness, like, stop you. And you have to, like, tune that stuff out. And you can listen. You don't want to be mad at them, but you just like, okay, all right, mom, all right, and then still do what you got to do. Like, I think the biggest thing is just focus, find your purpose. It's way simpler said than done, right? But find what you want to do and just focus on it and just do it and take no to no, and you can't take no for an answer.
My man Ty, 24 Media.
Thanks for having me, man. This is fun,
I told. Did I tell you? I told you that.
I do the podcast thing a little bit, man.
Bro, I know, I understand,
but it's fun though, man. It's fun. I was like, when I saw you post it, I was like, let me call. I want to sit down. I would love to sit down with Black. Like, you always talk. You always spitting that real shit, man.
You always gotta. And I'm glad you came because you came all the way from Jersey.
Yeah, well, it's not far though. It really isn't. It's like 25-minute drive. Yeah, right over the bridge. Right over the bridge.
I'm like, you right over the bridge. Yeah. Because I normally get fuel in my truck from the Pilot right there in Carney's Point. Yeah. So it ain't you spit away.
I mean, I'm Delaware. I mean, 24 Media, our office is in Wilmington, right? In Neiman's building. So we're Wilmington based at this point. As of just a month ago, we were always registered in Jersey. Now I've noticed already most of my clients are out here. Delaware is where it's happening at least in terms of where I'm at location wise. Wilmington is on a upcoming. And I have a lot of connections out there, so it's like it's just only right to just be in Delaware. So yeah, I'm Delaware based now.
Word. Now, let everybody know where they can find you at on social media.
You can find me. I'm 24 Media Ty. My name is Ty, so it's just 24 Media Ty at Instagram, and 24 Media Brands. 24 Media Brands is on Instagram, or just our website is probably the best thing. I want people to go on our website. I want people to go to www.24media.us. And I want them to schedule some time and talk. The same way we sat here and talked, and I gave you some gems and helped you out. I can talk to people all day long. So, go on there, schedule 30 minutes. We hop on a call and let's learn about what you're trying to do. And I'll give you free advice, not all day long, but I'll give you free advice for half an hour.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's a lot that most people are doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, people charge. I mean, honestly, I do charge too, though. Like, I mean, I do charge an hour for consulting. Right. But if we haven't worked together yet and you just you're trying to figure stuff out, like, I want to give you as much advice as possible. I want to tell you what you should be doing. Right. And it all comes from a place of love. I want to help people, man, especially Black businesses. And I'm not even afraid or ashamed to say that. Like, anybody out here that is like, starting out and they feel like, they don't have the resources, or they're from an area that, it doesn't happen for them. Right. Even for them especially. Like, call me, please. Like, I want to give you advice. I want to tell you exactly what you need to be doing, because we need more of that happening. Another side note, you ever heard of Jay Morrison? He's a real estate guy.
The name sounds so familiar.
He just opened up the Legacy Center out in Atlanta. Okay. It's this big-ass black building, and it's just all about entrepreneurship. It's a co-working space, essentially.
That's dope.
And, Black-owned, and he's heavy in that, trying to reinvest in the Black community. So I'm going to be there. That's the grand opening is next week. So I'm going to be out there. There's a networking event on Thursday or Friday.
It's always a nuttier day.
Yeah. But it's the whole week, like 8th to the 10th or something of this month. So, yeah, you check out in Atlanta, the Legacy Center. That's the kind of stuff I'm about. I like to be around people like that.
Yeah, I like being around like-minded people.
Yeah, man.
Did a whole podcast on that. Yo, make sure I go check that out. Keeping toxic people out your life. Me and my man Kitchen, we did that show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, if the people around you are not talking the way you want to talk, then be around different people. Get around other people that are talking like that. Because then you start noticing, I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not obsessed. I'm not wild. Like, these people are just sitting here talking about it too. Thing. Like, so you got to get around just different people, man.
Yeah, because my girl, she has to stop me sometimes. Because I'll go off on a tangent or whatever, and I'll be like, yeah, we got to get this, and I need this with the extra, but she'll be like, babe, I know nothing about cameras. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah,
she's like,
I'm listening to you, but I have
camera guys.
Right, she's like, I just know nothing. She's like, and I don't want you to waste your breath because I really don't know what you're talking about. And I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, but she's not like, can you stop doing that? Like she'll let me go, and then when I take a breath, she's like, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm just getting a headache.
Yeah.
Because you're spitting a bunch of numbers and parameters at me, and I'm like, or like even when I talk about like car, like sometimes you talk like you just start going off.
Yep.
And people are like,
"Yep, you lost me. You lost me at Caliber."
Right. Break. That's the last part I heard. What?
Yep.
Like so, but yeah, man, it was definitely cool to have you on, man. It was a fun time. I got another podcast to do after this.
Keep working, man. I love it.
But it's your boy Black Man. It's the Black Opinionated podcast. You know where to find me at on all social media, aka the Bop. All across the board. Still waiting on Pandora. If Pandora don't get their shit together, I'm pulling my shit, yo. I literally I said,
are you on Tidal?
Bro, can you get on Tidal?
There's people on Tidal. I mean,
I gotta look into that.
I mean, I can't. No, I don't know anything.
I gotta look into that. I try to get on iHeartRadio, but they have so many stipulations.
You can get on iHeartRadio though.
So
they have a submission form and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I have the submission form, but
Yeah.
they have so many stipulations, like because they're a clear, it's clear channel.
Yeah.
So like you can't curse. All your music has to be like registered. So then I got to go pay like thousands of dollars to get registered through the ACE. I think it's the ASC or something.
We're on iHeart, and we haven't had any issues. But I guess it's probably because
maybe they made it lenient. Maybe they. I'm gonna check it out though. Yeah. iHeart and Tidal. Word. 2 more. Then I'm gonna check out because I'm trying to be in everybody's ear. I just started streaming on Twitch. Twitch has their own podcast section, so I just started streaming on that last night.
Yeah. The more places, the better. The more places people can find you and see you, the better.
No, it's all good, man. But y'all know, I'm actually going to be right back with another show with Purge Hangers and Wall Hangers and a Light Skin Breakdown, man. It's a mashup podcast. But I got to go smoke a cigarette first, drink a beer, and pee. Like, that's got to happen. That's got to happen. I'll be back, bro. I appreciate you coming through. We had a grand old time. Everybody stay tuned, man. I'll be right back. Peace.